Hello everyone and welcome to part 2 of the game night from the 10th of April, and we carried on from where we left off in the Extreme Series, this time in Moscow though, on this giant wide track with lots of straights and lots of speed. So in the F40 still, PRG behind in the Ascari, Sakis is also in the F40, had a bit of a delayed start there. Coming up to the first corner, quite hard to judge, but we weren't going too quickly, so just a little lay off of the accelerator. Go quite wide there and use all the room. So first out of 7th. And the first actual corner where you have to apply some brakes. A little bit wide, touching the wall, but still in first. Sakis making it back into second. Now 1 second behind. And taking that corner quite nicely. But then a little wide through there, not too bad though. And we see everyone piling into that corner behind. Sakis looks to have closed the gap a little bit there. He has, he's gained 2 tenths through that section. Sliding round there, just about getting the job done, and then messing up that corner a little bit. You really have to be very precise with your lines through here to get the maximum speed possible onto this straight, because it's a very, very long straight, so you have to get that right. But we're coming round to the start line, onto the second lap. Quite a long race this one, considering there's 4 laps, so he's only half a second behind now, so he's gained another 3 tenths through that section. Judging that a bit fairly well, to be honest. Not too bad at all. In fact, it looks like we've gone quicker than Sakis through there, so pulling away a little bit more at this point. It's a yo-yo affair of which corners you take better, because there's so much straight after one corner. It really does affect you if you take a corner badly. But back up to 9 tenths ahead. And again, not really doing that corner well. In fact, awfully this time. Sliding into the wall. And there is another car joining us behind Sakis. Can't see there. Looks like maybe a red F40. Sakis back up to half a second behind now. Taking this section not too bad. And using most of the room there, not all of it. So again, back onto the straight. Sakis about the same distance behind as before. And making our way up to the straight. To the finish line. Sakis 6 tenths behind again. So he's been within that half second to a second range for the entire race pretty much. It's a push-pull sort of race, this one. Again, not judging it too badly, that one. Able to put most of the speed down, and whoever's that red Ferrari is has pretty much crashed there, hitting the wall and spinning out a little bit. I've got a feeling that might be Yerrick actually. But through there nicely. Back down to 9 tenths. So again, just under that second mark. And up to this corner. I really cannot do this corner well, and awfully done there. Really not very good. And again, the catch up through that section. This is the section I'm really not good at in this race. And I'm guessing it's about half a second again. Yeah, 6 tenths. And just about missing the curb there, or the barrier, should I say. And just touching the barrier there. Sakis doing that really well, and he's nearly into the slipstream at this point. And in fact, he is now in the slipstream. So onto the final lap. Sakis just behind, 2 tenths in fact. So it's going to come down to this final lap, how we can do here. Onto this corner, which they seem to be better at the moment than the rest of the track. Again, not too bad, but Sakis also doing that pretty well. Staying in that slipstream, trying to claw some time back. And not too bad around there. Sakis uses all the room. Down to 3 tenths, so I've gained a little bit of time through there. Very close this. And coming up to my horrid corner that I can never do right. But actually not doing that too badly. Not brilliant though. And Sakis now in the slipstream with a better exit. I'm going to go defensive here, go on the inside of the corner. A few corners left now. So I have to go tight to this corner. Sakis does a nice cutback. And he's now in the lead. But then I also take a very nice line through there on the apex. And just behind him, able to slingshot. So now we're side by side. Drag race right to the finish line. But it looks like I might just have the advantage here. Both changing gear at practically the same time, and I win by half a car length. After the whole race of being pretty close, Saka's clawed it back, but on the last corner I managed to just go past him. And he was 0.018 seconds behind, very, very close that one. Jarek was in the F40 behind in third, PRG in fourth, in the Ascari, Renton in fifth, Noel in sixth, and Progimus was in the VX220 for some reason. But moving on to the specific muscle series, or Pacific muscle series should I say, not specific. And in the RX-7 again, in Barcelona. This is my preferred car of this class, I really do like this one, but already hitting the wall, so not a brilliant start. And Renton going wide there, so up into third place for this section. And there's another RX-7 ahead, and I believe a Subaru. Jarek just behind, Noel in front, who looks like he's in the other RX-7. Taken up nicely. Progimus just crashed there into the inside of that corner, so up to second place. And this section of corners is very difficult to take, and I take that pretty badly. Noel just clips the barrier there as well. Was going around the outside there, but had to back out slightly there, and again crashing into the inside. Getting used to the car again. It turns in a lot quicker than the F40, so we'll see if we can adjust to it. But 0.7 behind. Sakis now moves up into third place in the Skyline, I believe he's in. So Noel's still in first, blue RX-7. Taking that nicely, just backing out there, letting Noel go through. Was taking a nice line there, but again had to allow space for Noel to come through. So Sakis is coming into the picture now in the Skyline. And pretty close through here, again just backing out, making sure we don't cause a collision here. Sakis right up my tail as well, or on my tail. Ran there nicely though, and just about managed to go around the outside of Noel, or around the inside. And going a bit defensive on this corner, although that was a really bad corner by myself. I had the racing line, but I went pretty slowly around there. But Sakis also managed to find a gap and come through into second place. And just clipping the wall through there. Again, taking that fairly nicely through there. Sakis following me through, also tidy. And he's got the speed and he's in the draft zone in the Skyline there. So I'm going to get a hefty push. But take that very well. Very nicely through there. So get some breathing room for the last lap. Coming around that corner. And probably half a second ahead at this point. 0.6 it is. So one more lap to go in the RX-7. Tidy around there. This is one of the hardest tracks, I think, in Barcelona. That chicane section. We've got one chicane section here. It's very difficult to do quickly without hitting either of those barriers, but managed to do that. And I think Sakis did actually just clip that barrier there on the way out. And then followed up straight away by this one. It's like double chicane. Very hard to do, but just about managed to do that okay. Very easy to go on two wheels and hit the outside barrier there. And there was an example. Two wheels hitting the barrier, but managed to hold on to that one. So a nice win in the RX-7 there. Sakis pretty close behind in the Skyline. And looks like Noel held on to third place there in the RX-7. Jarek also in the RX-7 gets fourth. PRG in fifth. Progimus in sixth in the Impreza. And Renton didn't finish that one, I don't think. But moving on to Florence. A mix of RX-7s and Skylines again. And Progimus gets his usual head start off the line, for whatever reason that is. And I get a bit of a boot up the backside there. I just pushed myself into PRG a bit, but he managed to regain control. We've got Renton ahead in the RX-7 as well. And nearly getting spun out by Jarek there, and PRG's having a bit of a slide as well. But we came out of that not too bad, actually managed to get into second place. And Renton just ahead in the white RX-7. And he goes quite wide there and nicely slot into first place. And a bit wide through there. That is the corner I do keep messing up in this one, I believe. But a little bit of daylight now between second place. Nice corner around there, though. A little bit of sliding involved, but not too bad. And someone is now in second place. It is Sakis, who's 8 tenths behind. So again, same as the previous race. Going to try and catch up. But it looks like someone's made a move there, back into second. And it is in fact Yerrick into second place, 1.1 seconds behind. In the blue skyline. That was an awful corner by me, hitting the wall. Sakis is still there though in the white skyline. And it looks like they're side by side coming down that section. Again, a little bit wide through there. Better this time though. And coming to the final corner for the third lap. Nice and tidy through there as well. And it looks like Sakis is re-overtaking Yerrick. 1.8 seconds behind. And coming through there quite nicely. And it's quite easy to lose a bit of time through this section. I was quite wide through there. You can really stick to the inside of the barrier and go a lot quicker through there. But nevertheless, that section was good. And that wasn't too bad either. Sakis still behind, second place. 1.9 seconds behind. So I did actually pull away from him slightly there. But again, that corner's a little bit slow from me. And onto that final corner. Not too bad. Yerrick's still in the picture though in third place. Sakis 1.7 seconds, so he has gained a couple tenths. Onto the last lap though. See if we can hold him off. Hold off any challenge. Onto this section again. That was much better that time. Nice and tight there, but then I actually crash into the wall for no apparent reason. That was a lack of concentration there, and also go on two wheels and hit the wall there. So on the last lap, lots of sloppy driving come into play, and Sakis has caught up massively through there. 0.7 seconds now, and here again, I braked on the curb and got pulled to the left, and Sakis is now right behind me for the last corner, so it's going to be an extremely close one. And I do manage to take that okay. A little bit of sliding involved, and Sakis just about slingshots past. And it looked like on my screen he was just about level, maybe slightly behind. But he did in fact actually nick the win there by 0.04 of a second. So absolutely crazy race. Last lap I let myself down, but I got second place in the end. Sakis got first, Yerrick in third. PRG in fourth, Noel in fifth there. So a pretty interesting race, that one. And moving on into Washington Square Dancing for this one. And again, a mix of Skylines and RX-7s. I think there's the Lancer in there as well. Project Gotham has gone into the Evo. So, a bit of sliding in that corner. Renton diving in there. But everyone level, pretty much, coming out of there. And now forming a nice line. Yerrick in first place in the RX-7. Just giving him some room again. Sticking right behind him. PRG is in third place in the Skyline. And again, just easing off the accelerator because you don't want to be crashing into the back of them at this point. Trying to go around the inside. Can't quite get the move done though. So again, just easing off. Don't want to crash into him. PRG just behind as well, doing the same. And I went way too close to the inside there. Scraped on the wall, so that was awful. And also, Sakis has caught up, so he's in the mix at this point. And I've got two Skylines chasing me down, which is not a nice sight, because they are pretty quick in a straight line. Sakis going for the outside line. And I actually do that corner really nicely through there. But again, the Skylines on the straight, both drafting. They're going to slingshot past. And there's three of us that go three abreast down here, and unfortunately I do get pinned in there, but that was no one's fault really. We're going three abreast through there, but that has dropped me back significantly by probably a couple seconds, so that wasn't ideal. And yeah, it was 2 seconds behind, so we've got our work cut out now to try and do any sorts of catching up. And Noel seems to be behind in fifth place. So driving well since we got pinned, trying to catch up, trying to make any time back at all. Not too bad through there either. We are making some ground up on PRG. Now 9/10 behind. And then again, I do the same thing as the last lap. Silly mistakes, dropping me back even further. And that was pretty bad as well. I think I lost my composure at this point, getting a bit frustrated. Because I was making some ground, but now you can see they're pretty far away. And it still looks like Yerrick's in first, Saka second, PRG third. But that corner was nice. So, one more lap to go. And we are 1.8 seconds behind PRG. And that wasn't the best corner either. Knowles now slipped down 6 seconds in 5th place. And looks like some fighting going on at the front of the pack there. Doing that corner nicely though. PRG's caught up to Sakis. All three of them really close still, right at the front. If I can just drive consistently, I might be able to catch them up. And I've been driving okay so far this lap. That was very nice, just touching the inside of the curb. Now, can I get this corner right this time without hitting the wall? I can. That was much better through there. And they are actually just in the picture until I then hit the wall around the inside for the second to last corner, and that's pretty much my race done. Those three are pulling away again on the straight. And it looks like Sakis just goes for the move at the very last moment and makes it round the inside. And it looks like he grabs the wins. Skids across the line. Yerrick gets third there. PRG in fourth, and I was... PRG in third, and I was in fourth there. Just under 2 seconds behind, so fairly close to being the top four. And Noel gets fifth there in the RX-7, and Progimus in sixth. In the Mitsubishi Evo, and Renton did not finish that one. And now we've got a lot of skylines here for Stockholm. The Bridges track. Noel started in first. PRG in third. Starting on a straight, so the Skyline's going to get a big advantage here. Going three abreast down here. And getting a bit of a shunt up the rear into first place, luckily. Taking that corner nicely though. Very tidy through there. Yerrick moves up into second place. And that's still maintaining first, just about around there. Yerrick behind, pushing hard with the Skyline. That was fairly nice through there, not too bad. Yerrick still just behind, 2/10. And fairly nicely through there as well, not too bad. Another difficult section to take, that one. The chicane. Hard to take that one at speed. But managing to do this section okay. Nice and smooth, and just pulling away from Yerrick ever so slightly. Maybe just under half a second there. But he is in the draft zone, catching me quickly, and I do brake there, maybe a little bit too slow from my end. And getting a bit close at this point through here, and I completely understeer, stop turning completely there into the wall. So that section of corners was not great from me, and Yerrick's still just behind. 2/10. And this last section is also quite difficult to take. Series of corners, then a little jump into a left-hander. Make sure I don't lose control around there, but managing to do that okay. And Yerrick just falling behind slightly again, trying to get in the slipstream. And he's going to catch up somewhat through here, although it looks like I got a good exit. So I'm 6/10 ahead. And a very nice corner around there. And again, not too bad around there. A little bit wide through there. Hard to take that one because it's got a little bump before the corner, so you do get a little bit of air. So you have to sort of brake before the bump and then judge that properly. But managing to get a little bit of a lead now, 1.2 seconds ahead. And this is the final lap. There's only 2 laps of this one, so a little bit of a shorter race. And that was pretty awful. It was going all right, that, but just went a little bit too wide and lost control. And again, that section's not too bad at all around there. Nice and clean. And Yerrick's still just behind, still in the picture. It's whether I can do this section better this time. I know I can brake a lot later that time and definitely done that better. Did hit the wall there, but still better than last time. And that's also hard, getting that exit right as well. So Yerrick's still in the picture, still sticking with me. In fact, he's gained 2 tenths through that section. And over the jump to finish, around there using the width. And it looks like someone in 3rd place is catching up. But I get the win in the end after the 2 laps are done. So Yerrick gets 2nd there, 1.3 seconds behind, and Sakas was only 2.7 seconds behind. In the skyline, PRG in 4th, Noel in 5th, Renton in 6th, and Prodromus in 7th, also in the skyline. So that's it for the Pacific Muscle, and there's a few ultimate races to finish off the game night. And this was an absolutely mental race. Tiny track in Edinburgh, and it's everyone's first time racing the ultimates for the night. And yeah, this is most people in the Koenigsegg. There's one CLK up there, but this was absolute mayhem, this race. Far too quick for this track, really. But having a strange start, managing to actually find myself in 3rd around there. And I don't really know what's happened there, and some lag happened with PRG, and he did crash into the inside wall. I wonder how that looked on his screen. So a bit strange, but managed to come out in 1st place somehow amidst all of that. There is not going to be one tiny bit of clean racing in this race. That's how crazy it is with these cars. But not doing too badly through there, but then I forgot how bad the brakes are on this thing and massively misjudged that really badly. And then also somehow I spun my wheels on the curb and managed to crash on my own on a straight with no one around me. So how does that work? Don't know, but it happened. So down to 2nd place. I think PRG overtook into 1st place. Somehow managed to get round there without spinning out. And going around this section, again bouncing off the walls, really trying to get used to the speed of this thing. PRG 1.2 seconds behind, Yerrick just behind 4 tenths in 3rd. Again bouncing off the walls there, and around this section, not doing too bad through there, just get a tap from Yerrick. PRG lagged a little bit again. So here, it wasn't really going to go for that move, but then I get a shunt from Yerrick, and he's actually going through for the move as well. And he shoots up into 1st place for this hairpin, and I managed to actually sneak in a little overtake there on the inside. Quite a nice one there. Coming across the line for 1st place, and here is where the nonsense happens. As you may have seen on my clipped video, I managed to get spun round, whacked it into reverse, and then Yerrick also pushed me round back, so a crazy J-turn, and I really did want to not spin out there. I was trying to hold the car and drive off with that J-turn, because that would have been very cool, but it didn't happen, unfortunately, and nothing else happened in that race. I was just miles behind in 4th place. So a very strange one, but I'm not sure how that finished, actually. Sakas did get 1st place in the end, PRG 2 seconds behind in 2nd, Yerrick in 3rd, myself in 4th, 5.5 seconds behind. Renton got 5th, Noel in 6th, and Prodromus in 7th there. So moving on to Moscow for this one. Starting in 6th, again, a few people in the Koenigsegg. We've got Prodromus in the S7, and someone's chosen the GT1. And JPR Football, I think, was also joined in the S7. Yerrick's gone for the GT1. So I found myself in 4th place. All jumping over here, getting a bit sideways. And going 2 abreast through here, could go quite wrong, but just about managed to slip around the inside there into 3rd place. PRG to my right. I'm just hopping over that apex. Nice clean overtake there into second. Sakis in first, 1.5 seconds ahead. And I take that corner really nicely as well. Lots of speed taken through there. But unfortunately, coming around here, I just clipped the curb and it pulls my car all the way to the left. And my car went crazily unsteady. And I did another big mistake and crashed again on the second lap. Or just coming over the second lap. So that's very frustrating. And that was again the end of my race. I think PRG lagged out in that, so we did gain another place. But nothing else happened for the entire of that race. We were just playing catch up. But it wasn't to be. So in the end, I was 9 seconds behind Sakis. Yerrick got second, with 8 seconds behind. Noel in 4th, Rent in 5th, Progimus 6th, and JPR Football in 7th. So this is going to be the last race of the evening. Most of us in the 911 GT1. And we actually started first for this one. Not too bad. Sakis in second. I was going defensive for this first corner. Really slow through there as well. But luckily, there was a load of nonsense went behind me, so that sort of helped me out massively. This handles a lot better than the Koenigsegg does. And Noel manages to come out in second, I think, there. And I'm having an absolute mare in these ultimate cars. Really not driving them well at all. But Yerrick did pop into first place briefly, and I've just overtaken him again into first. Really trying to get used to this car again. And again, not really doing that very well. And slowing Yerrick up. Right, coming around this hairpin. Again, hitting the inside of the wall. Becoming far too frequent. Spinning up the wheels. Still managing just about to keep first place. Yerrick in second. That's a hard corner to take as well in these cars. Very quick. Doing that one nicely though. Yerrick just behind still, half a second. Now this one you have to brake before the apex, or the jump, but I didn't quite get that right, and Yerrick did. Flies through into first place. Right behind him now. And Sakis a second behind. So right behind Yerrick, just easing off again, letting him go into the corner. And he crashed into the wall this time, and I crashed into the back of him. So that's a repeat of the first lap, but reversed. And Sakis is caught all the way up. And just getting clipped, but just about managing to hold it. Yerrick's spinning the wheels, I'm spinning the wheels. We're all coming across the line very close together. 1, 2, 3. And coming across this corner, I get a hit from Yerrick once, twice, and then a pin. But we did tell him off, and he did actually wait for us around this corner. And Sakis also waited for me. So that was nice sportsmanship there. So they waited there, and I didn't actually realise what was going on. So we just carried on from this point, and managed to go up the inside of Yerrick back into first place there. And Yerrick now 3 tenths behind. Sakis just behind him. So a 3-way race for the lead here. Again, going too narrow for that corner, bouncing off the walls. Really having a mare in this one. But actually doing that corner much better. Trying not to spin the wheels up over this bouncy section. Getting good speed out. Sakis just overtaking Yerrick into second place. I'm taking that corner not too badly. That was actually quite nice. And that one also not too bad. 2 good corners in a row for once. Sakis 6 tenths behind. And braking properly this time, learning that bit. So that was really nice through there as well. My best lap so far. And I'm actually dropping Sakis a little bit now. And also getting that bit right as well. So, finally learnt the track. It's only taken 4 laps. Getting a bit unstable under braking, but managing to do that. Going around both apexes, really minimising that distance. And Yerrick's getting dropped in third place now. Sakis 8 tenths behind still, so the same distance behind. Onto the last lap. Not too bad through there again. And a little bit slower through there, but also not too bad. Actually, Sakis may have clipped the wall a little bit, so he gained 3 tenths on him around there. Again, learning that section. Just clipping the inside of the barrier, though. But nevertheless, we are pulling away now. Yerrick has actually overtaken Sakis, so I think Sakis did make a big mistake there. So against all odds, with pretty questionable driving in the first half of the race from myself, I'm going to find myself coming into the last corner in first. So happy days. After a pretty awful start in the Ultimate Class, I do finish the race in first place, which was nice. So I think Yerrick and Sakis were pretty close there for second and third. Yerrick was just in second, Sakis third, Renton in fourth, PRG in fifth, Prodromus in sixth, Null in seventh, and JPR Football was in eighth place there. So that's the end of this game night, guys. I hope you enjoyed, as always, and I will catch you in the next one.